I'm Lucas.
And I'm Chris. Hello.
And we are here for another talk with our friends Gabriel and Étienne. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, man, you got it.
Right. Yeah. So, how you guys have been doing? All good?
Pretty good. Enjoying the summer.
Yeah.
So far.
We had a pretty stressful day today, so I want to give a warning for whatever who is listening and for you guys to don't forget to back up your files. Because I wake up today and my external hard drive where I have basically everything, it was gone. The computer was not recognizing that.
Oh no.
So we have some old, not old, but like some stuff from a time ago on another disk, but this one had the most recently stuff and it was completely gone. So we had to go to different places, and now I'm just like putting a software that scans the whole thing, but I think it's like 2 terabytes, so it's going to be like 2 days probably scanning that, and I'm not even sure if I will be able to recover. So just want to give this, this warning.
Backup of the backups.
Backup, yeah.
That's a good advice. Yeah, somebody told me like the question is not like it's just when will it break? Like your hardware will always break one day.
Yeah.
Like
hard
drive, like you have to back up. I should do that. I really should.
I wish
Sorry for scaring you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then I called a TA guy, or IT, right? IT. And he was like, "Oh, you guys never learn. You don't have any copies. You never learn." So I was like, "Oh, I'm already in a bad situation.
That's how they make money. So.
Oh yeah.
They get to hard drive shame you.
Yeah. He got to do that even.
Oh no, yeah, that must be really stressful. Like, especially if it's the one with all the recent project, you're like, oh.
Yeah. Let's move from this.
Yeah. But it's good.
Because
I
was waiting for this conversation to distract me from all the chaos.
Let's distract you.
And you are talking about the cow.
Yeah, so let's move on. So what have you guys been doing this week, let's say, or during the weekend?
Actually, we meted this Sunday.
Oh yeah,
with the band, yeah. Like
we hadn't
taking
played
a
in a
news
while.
from the summer, playing some guitars.
Oh, so you guys had a practice?
Yeah,
connecting. I don't know if I'd call it a practice.
No,
practicing on how to be a band.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. We all have like pretty.
I forgot how. Yeah, I was going to ask how far are you guys living from each other?
Not too far. It's just.
I mean, we're in the same city, but it's more a lifestyle thing. I think maybe like the day-to-day life is pretty different for all of us. So sometimes it's hard to just find the moment when you can just have a few hours, a free studio, and just be able to do something. But I mean, it's how we've been working pretty much since the beginning, just trying to make the most of like the moments when we can see each other, instead of being like of complaining on how we can't see each other enough to work on stuff or whatever. Just try to make it happen like when we get to see each other. I think like in the past year we probably played like 3 times together. Like 2 times were for recording, once was for rehearsing, or maybe 4, like 1 for a show. So it's like, at least you get the most of every time instead of being like chasing something that you can't get. So it was a good meeting. Might as well have the guitars in your hands when you're meeting up.
For sure. But how did you guys meet again?
We met in 3rd grade, like, and we were, I don't know.
Etienne and I were childhood friends.
Oh,
Oh,
that's good.
Drawing some Pokemons.
Yeah, learning the first chords.
Yeah,
listening to Black Sabbath.
Distortion. Discovering distortion.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I was looking at your plant. We also have a little garden here.
Yeah.
How do you take care of that? You need to get a stair to go there and put some
Not
water.
even, man. I'm tall enough.
I
can just grab it like this and
that's useful. Yeah,
take it off the hook. Yeah.
easier.
Actually, some of the best plants I saw were in Portugal, I think.
Oh yeah.
But you got the weather for it. You can grow those big ass aloes plants and stuff like that. Where here, like the bigger they can grow is like this big.
You always had bands, like you are friends since you were children, so you had bands during the school, you know. Because yesterday I was with some of my friends and we were talking about our childhood, and we were talking about some guys on our school that they had a band, and we were on the 3rd grade, so that's why I'm asking. You had a band like on 3rd grade? No.
Yeah, well, I think the band started when we were like in 6th grade. We had to do this show. But no,
we played like the graduation of like our elementary school.
Yeah.
As a duo, two electric guitars with like little 10-watt amps. And I actually had I had someone holding out the mic for me. Didn't have a mic stand. Pretty glorious moment, if you ask me.
Who was there? Your parents, or more like the college?
All the kids from our grade, all the kids from school. Yeah, some parents were there, of course. There were, I think, three numbers to the show, and we're like the headliner.
Oh, the closing
Must have been so bad. But then it was like we were the only ones who could play, and I guess had the guts or the were actually willing to go do something.
Yeah, we auditioned for this also.
Yeah, we auditioned.
I remember. But also then in high school, like we played music a lot together with other friends, like all through high school. But actually, Gab and I had a metalcore band in high school too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it was really about just trying to play as much as we could. I think like any form it would take. Like Etienne would have bands that would play like those like outdoor shows for like town little like parties or whatever. We would play like our friend's barn during parties. They would play concerts at school. You would accompany other people because they would need someone to play on their song or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like we ended up playing with all those different kinds of people and just for the fun of playing.
Oh, that's good that you put yourself out to do those things.
But it was like the more you do that, especially in school, the more likely you are to maybe skip classes because of this. Maybe there's a show going on, so we need to take care of it, stuff like that. So I feel like it would like probably keep us in school, but at the same time keep us out of class. I know for me it had a lot to do with it. But
and
and then afterwards, like
became popular at school.
Etienne did, yeah. I became more of a tech. Like I had a set of keys to like the school's auditorium and all the sound kits. I did that for a few years, so we had that knowledge being passed on to us. If you were, I knew a guy who did it, so got shown around when I was about 15.
It was like the best reason for you to skip class. And all the teachers were like trusting you, like, oh yeah, Gabby he's doing some tech, but wasn't always true, like.
It wasn't always true, but it did give some kind of refuge, you know.
Your
And
teachers are going to see this.
no, sorry, go ahead.
Your teachers are going to see this, and they will.
They will know the truth. They probably knew. That.
Probably.
As long as you can imitate your parents' signature, you're good.
I guess they preferred having you like out of their class anyway, Gab.
Probably. I don't know.
You were a trouble kid?
I wasn't a troublemaker, not at all.
No,
I was more of a absentee, you know.
Oh yeah.
I was the one they were looking for, so it's because I was not in class. Being a teenager.
So, but
yeah.
Your school had some instruments. They had like a space.
Yeah, for sure. They had like a drum kit. They had a bunch of classical guitars for people to learn on, and like percussions, whatever. You know, they had a few amps. I mean, it wasn't really great gear, but I feel like it was there. It was there, so you could like go to a after class or whatever. You could go practice or.
Yeah, we had a lot of time to go there and just play music. I guess it's the time of our lives, for me at least, like where I played the most music with other people and bands and stuff, and playing covers of any band we were like listening to at the time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what type of like music are you guys doing at this? Were you exploring genres, or were you like more focused on we're gonna be like that?
Looking back personally, like I don't feel like it was a time where I like discovered stuff today matters to me much. It was like more punk rock stuff and
yeah, my friends back in Brazil, I had some like guys that were into music, and they had like a band and stuff like that, but they were like super into 70s rock, and they just do that and they just listen to that, and they were super like against anything new, anything like MTV was like super, you know, it was, I don't know, it was kind of like, how do you say preconceito? It's like they were just opposed to anything new. It was just 70s, you know. They were like stuck in the 70s. So, but I think a lot in Brazil is still stuck in the 70s for some reason. But I then when I grew up, I you know, looking back to that, I felt so strange, like they were, you know, not open to other things, you know.
It was like a rock and roll thing, I guess. Like sometimes it's like 70s rock, you know, like
just 70s, 80s,
Zeppelin.
a little bit like Motley Crue, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
But you know, that's the limit. And then
Kiss.
Then they like
record.
some, oh yeah, really into Kiss. I was into Kiss actually.
I played a lot of Kiss in high school.
Oh yeah, with the face painted.
No face paint though.
You said he played, not he did.
Yeah, the makeup. And what I was saying, and they liked some new bands, but new bands that played like the old ones, you know, like, you know, probably you guys know about this one they have like today, Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, I heard of that.
It's like exactly like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
those ones they like it, you know, because it was just like a copy paste of the old stuff. But I know that's how they were, I guess.
Yeah.
So
no, we didn't have like that much of an aesthetic sense in those years, you know. It was more about like the love of playing and just being able to play whatever we wanted. Like say like we did have some stuff that we're really into. It was phases, you know. It's like from we've been playing together since we're like little kids, and all through like the years. You go through so many phases, but like I feel like the real like the real thing we're chasing was just playing, you know, because it's like, what other occasion do you have? We're in a small town, you know. It's like if someone wants to put a few songs together and they need some people, it better be you, you know. It's like I don't know.
And
There's so many different stuff.
can you like name something that you became more aware that it was more artistic than something just fun? When, let's say, I'll give you an example. I remember when I always liked cinema, I always like movies, but one day I saw a movie on TV that I noticed this movie has a particular aesthetic, like you say. For it was like the first time that my mind was kind of open to the idea of there's like a director that has a signature to this. Do you guys have any kind of like memory of when when that time when you the thing starts to turn from something that you do for fun for something that you take a look in a more serious way? It's a deep question, right?
Yeah, no, it's good. But I think that would be after high school.
Yeah,
Like
me
for real,
too.
because we'd done a lot of like, you know, just jamming together, putting songs together for fun or whatever, but it wasn't in like okay, let's make a record out of this kind of thing. You know, it was more, I don't know, just a way to pass the time kind of.
Yeah, I think
But then let's say after high school, I moved to Montreal. Etienne moved to another city called Trois-Rivières. We spent many years just like seeing each other time to time, jamming when we could. And by that time, I had already started like playing solo, doing my own stuff. Because like I moved to Montreal, I only wanted to like go play music, hopefully meet people. And I guess that's when Etienne just started playing with me whenever he could. He moved to another city called Sainte-Thérèse near Montreal, which is kind of suburb. He would come from time to time whenever like time allowed it.
Yeah.
He's just come like,
for me, it's those times like
yeah, it's those days.
Personally, and it's interesting because Gab and I, like, even when we weren't in the same city, we would always send each other music. And I remember Gab is one of my friends who got me the most on some keys bands that I enjoy today. And in these times, like when I would come over weekend to jam with Gab, he would have made me listen to Spaceman Tree, and we would make those 20 minutes jam with like one note, and just starting more to think music about not only songs but textures and the concept of time through a song. Is the song like, does it last 2 minutes or 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah, it was the stuff that made it like legitimate to go in that direction and not be like not thinking it was too weird or whatever. It was like something that's just for us, you know. When you put on that record like Perfect Prescription and you're like, you know, it's like they allow themselves whatever they want, you know. It's like its own little world. So for me, it's like records like that over the years that have like had an impact. But that particular record in that particular time, I feel like it kind of changed everything, you know.
I also remember because I was studying theater at the time, and that really opened me to a lot of things, and just to be more open with art in general through people I met, through thing I experienced, like doing the practice. And I remember I was putting on an exercise show, and like one of another band that Gab uh, showed to me was Godspeed You Black Emperor. And that's another like band that opened it for me, like concept of more like, I don't know, cinematographic music, um like a different approach to songwriting, and to from all those bands that we were listening to like in high school also.
And do you think that, you know, doing that in a way, you know, helped you to be on stage in music, or is not?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. It's funny because I never wanted to like go and study music. I don't know. I never was good at playing fast and practicing anyway. So, but it all just anyway sent me to making more sound and making more music. Though that's what I like studied as a you know job, if I might say it like that. And the I don't know, the consciousness of the performance and definitely make some links with how I approach music, you know, when I perform it.
He's a great listener, Etienne. He won't he won't try to play over you.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I think this is one of the most precious thing I learned as an actor. It's one of the things it's one of the greatest qualities of a good actor is when he's listening. That's always what we're taught. So not when you're delivering your lines, but more how you listen to the lines that are delivered to you. Like, and yeah.
When would you say that you started this project in particular?
The project that we cannot pronounce because it's in French.
Yes, Le Vaisseau d'Or. That would be 2014, I think.
14.
Yeah, like a conscious idea of like, okay, Etienne was moving to Montreal finally, so we're like, let's do it. Let's make it happen, and it happened. It was just like a matter of being there to like physically be there to do it. So
yeah. And
it
how
just
did
evolved
you
like that, you know?
did you know, talking about let's say reference, we want to sound more like this, or it was something that just came out naturally?
Well, like Gab had like his project he did just before that was like more solo stuff, and I feel it's kind of an evolution of that and of the jams we were doing also. Because I sometimes played shows with Gab when he would do his solo stuff, like just adding percussions. And I feel like since we're close friends and just always connecting on music we like and listen to, like
it was pretty natural. It was more of like we knew exactly where we were like musically at that time. We're doing that kind of really inspired by like Spaceman 3 and the Velvets, but also like real like singers, songwriters like Leonard Cohen and Lee Hazelwood, you know, like people who had interesting production, really like intricate to themselves. Like you hear a Cohen album and you're like, yo, you know it's Cohen, not just because of his voice, because there's this cheesy keyboard and drum machine and perfect like feminine back vocals, you know. And you listen to a Hazelwood record, you know, you recognize the instrumentation. It's always kind of its own thing, you know. So I feel it's where we started from there, just wanting to not play like 2-chord jams only, but actually make songs. But it was more so a to just not tie ourselves to like, okay, so this is the band, you know, like this is the bass player, that's the drummer, you know, like the Spinal Tap thing that people kind of fall into, which is totally fine if it's what you want to do, you know. But for us, the idea was to get away as much as we could from that idea of a band, and whoever would be into the music could tag along, you know, if they were serious enough about making it.
No, I think it's like
you know?
you're saying before, it's like to more focus on the music than all these things surrounding, right?
But how is your process on making songs for this project? Like you make it together? Who is the writer? Do you write together?
Do you start?
There's a like different kind of ways songs come up. Mostly like Gab would have some songs put together, or like some idea of song, and we would just jam it. Or like nowadays it's more this kind of way we like come up with things.
Yeah, I guess I'll show up with like an idea for some melody over some chords that I've had, and usually after like playing it 3 times, it's a song, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I would probably, if I wasn't playing with those guys, I would probably have like an endless amount of sketches of, you know, almost songs that would never be. But so I just bring them to those guys and we just make songs together, you know.
Oh, before I forget, something that I want to talk with you guys is, how did you met Kate? Kate Von Zock, that we did a video for her. I don't know if hope I'm pronouncing right her name, but
I think you did a great job.
Yeah, I tried my best. How did you guys met her, and how you ended up doing this collaboration?
Yeah, I mean, like other like most things I'd say with this band or this project, it's been like a kind of product of luck and friendship, you know. It was we played a show in Burlington, Vermont. I can't remember the year, probably 2018. Both. We played with a band called the Vacant Lots. Which like a friend of ours had kind of arranged because he had met the guys or one of the guys, and so we could kind of hooked up with that show. Love the band, we love the work, you know, they did with Pete Camber and lots of like musical heroes of ours. So we played with those guys and got along pretty well with Jared and with Brian. So I know we just kept in touch, and Jared invited us a few times to play New York. He was like having a night there at a club on Bowery. And I think this is the second time we played there. Kate was also on the bill. He ended up producing her record, I think a few months later, or they were already doing that. But yeah, we just played the same show and got along. Actually, we talked about Leonard Cohen for the longest time because she's a huge fan, and I think we just kept in touch because like her set was really great and she digged our sound. So we're like, let's make something happen at some point. Like let's play a show together again, or let's have you in Montreal or whatever. So
oh, and her voice and her style really mix it well with you, so, with you.
Yeah, that kind of desert kind of blues folky like noir stuff. Yeah, really nice.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the voices are lost inside of the music. It's really
canyon rock.
Since we are a visual studio, we always like to ask about visual inspirations. Do you have like any movies or any visual stuff, any exhibition, artists, or anything
illustration
that you felt that inspired you in this band, in this project, or even just in what you do?
Yeah, I feel like it's something we always send back and forth to, like Etienne and I, just ideas for whatever we think looks cool. You're like, oh, that could be the record, you know, that could be a sleeve. But yeah, I feel like for me, movies have always been like a big inspiration for like moods or like certain frames or whatever. I would just like watch movies. And
any directors in particular that you like?
Like for the record we did before, like not the one we're gonna put out, for Desire Forever, it was like all Antonioni, all Michelangelo Antonioni. It was like mainly Deserto Rosso. Like
I don't think I saw that.
Lots of like the aesthetic of the record was done just like watching that movie, watching I'm a sucker for like you know, a good titles at the beginning of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get those crazy dispositions. I feel like nowadays you don't see that anymore that much. Like when you watch movies from the 60s or like the 50s, you always get like you get all the credits in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
No,
always like they really choose carefully, you know.
yeah, nowadays they don't even make credits at the beginning. They just put the title
No,
at
it's
the
just
end.
the big
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they were
Another
being
thing that
creative with that.
I miss sometimes is the voice on trailers. It's just like there's a
Yes.
guy like two friends on an adventure. Yeah, I miss
For
that thing.
real.
Now I think it's too cheesy for them to put that stuff, but I miss that. So yeah, cool.
Sensational.
I'm not so
Antonioni.
much from that type.
Oh, you're not? Yeah. It was always like an old guy telling about two friends on an adventure.
A lot of 90s movies were
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was just, browsing Netflix or something the other day, just browsing the trailers of 90s movie, and it's all that.
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
friends are about to experience an adventure that will change their life. And, like, crazy.
Action, suspense, drama, and love.
We
That's a
should get
lot
that
of emotions on a
for a
movie.
record. We should get you, Lucas.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe do a promo thing for our
Okay.
next record.
Yeah, that
That would be so crazy.
that's really cool. Yeah. Doing like an unboxing of the album, putting
Yeah,
the
that'd be sick.
would be cool. That's cool, Antonio. And I saw some, and because I really got into cinema when I was young, and then I had, I don't know, I was 17 and I decided I'm going to see these Antonioni movies and stuff like that. And I didn't have the proper age to understand them.
Yeah.
I was just like, so I feel that movies like that, I need to watch them again with my mental age
Yeah.
now, so I could really understand, because how could I understand about divorce when I was like,
Right. Like you watch scenes from a marriage or something.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. So now I feel that I need to, because I remember I love some Antonioni's, like I think the first one that I saw, the Blow Up, of
Yeah.
course, is still love that one. But then I saw those old ones, black and white, and they were like so slow.
It's slow. Yeah. It's a
First,
mood, you know.
yeah, but yeah, you need to get into that.
But for sure, I mean, with the designers, the graphic designers' eye or whatever, it's so different, I guess.
Yeah,
If you go back to it nowadays.
For sure. Yeah, that thing that you were saying about the credits at the beginning, it was really kind of like an art in a way to create those. There's a website that I like
Totally.
that is called, it's actually, that's the name of the website. It's Art of the Title. And they have like a library of a lot of
You get all the fonts there. You can find like what fonts they use or whatever.
yeah, some stuff like that. They even interview some people that did those ones back then. But
Okay.
and what about you? Yeah. Any filmmakers that you,
Mm.
or let's chat maybe about something that you saw recently.
I just saw Asteroid City,
Oh,
actually.
you watched?
Oh,
We
we
went
did.
to
Oh yeah,
we saw
I
it.
loved it. How do you like it?
I liked it too. You liked it? Yeah. I was the last one, I thought it was too much Wes Anderson. But
Yeah, that's what I heard.
this one I felt he was like just trying to have fun, more relaxed, and then I like it. More simple. I like
Yeah,
really, and
I
I really
I, I
colors.
didn't see the other one before, but like that's how I described it to people. Like I just felt he didn't want to like surpass himself or just do something crazy. He was just doing his thing and simply and it's
Yeah.
just good. And
It's
yeah,
like
it
how
made me
big
laugh
can
a
it
lot.
get at some point?
What?
It's like how big can it get otherwise?
Yeah.
I feel like the movies were always like kind of getting bigger, as if like it was like a big play and the stage was getting bigger.
Uh,
I don't know,
there's
I haven't
there's
seen it.
something that I don't like very much. We watched Oppenheimer recently, and I'm not a big fan when they just put a lot of famous actors. Oppenheimer and the Asteroid City it's just full of famous actors, and I'm not. I think I get a little distracted when I just see famous people. You know, I like when there's more.
Yeah, but it's like they have this. You see them in movies sometimes, and it's like they have this whole baggage of like, you're like you're not totally the character. You're like a little bit still yourself, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, like I don't know if you like Jim Jarmusch.
Yeah.
So the movie The Dead Don't Die, the zombie movie that he did.
Oh, I didn't saw that one. It's
I mean,
good.
you can own idea of it, but I personally really liked it. But it's this kind of thing where if it hadn't been like Bill Murray and Chloe Sevigny, it wouldn't have worked as good. You know, it's like they kind of break the fourth wall that way, kind of using the actors like I don't know, his own kind of spirit. You know. Like when you cast Bill Murray, you really want Bill Murray. You don't really want the character, whatever character you wrote. You know, it's like you really want Bill Murray to do his thing.
Yeah, I think it depends on like how you approach the thing. It's interesting to compare both like Oppenheimer and Asteroid City. I didn't see Oppenheimer, but I feel it's more of like a blockbuster major picture. I'm not sure. Maybe. Like in the TV shows, and there's this in Quebec also, the producer, they want to be sure that people are gonna buy the tickets, that they're gonna go see the show, so they want to place these like known actors. But then you look at some past shows that are all over the world nowadays, like with Netflix and other streaming. So like I remember when, you know, Casa de Papel was so popular in America, but we didn't know any actors, you know, from that show. Like the producers are so scared to show new faces.
Oh yeah,
but the public doesn't care.
And in America, they really prefer to redo the whole thing with an American cast. I think they are kind of doing that with Casa de Papel.
Are they?
I think they were.
That's so them. That's
they just cannot watch stuff with
they
foreign
did a
people.
Korean version.
They did a Korean version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I tried to watch because I thought it was going to be a different story, but it's the same, just in Korean. So I already know the story. There's no reason for me to watch this.
They did it with you know, Old Boy. Like, is that I don't remember.
They redid Old Boy.
They did.
Yeah. In the US, it's so bad. It's so bad. Like,
it's like, why would you
redo it?
Even want to try? That's crazy.
There's a guy, I don't know if you know, Michael Haneke, Michel Haneke, something like that. He's French, so I'm not sure. He won an Oscar and stuff like that. He has a movie called Funny Games, and then that's what I think. They asked him to remake with American actors, and he made exactly like scene by scene, exactly like the original. And I think that it was kind of like a commentary on how stupid it was that, you know, I think he decided, oh, you guys gonna give me money? Okay, I'll do, but I will do the same because the original one was already perfect, you know. So I'm just going to redo exactly all the shots. So it's completely unnecessary. If you saw the first one, it's
so crazy. It's like 20 years later, you know.
Yeah.
And there's voiceover now too. So if somebody doesn't speak like the language and want to listen to it in English, there's a version that someone like dubbed in English. So it's I don't know why they want to control everything. I guess they want to do their version, their
Hollywood is
don't know.
weird, man. It's a weird thing.
But do you think about movies when you you are making music? Like, let's say in surrounding like the ambience. Yeah. Let's say I think this one I will like if it's more like David Lynch stuff like that. Do you think in those terms or
For sure,
not so much? Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Make it sound more like David Lynch is definitely something we've said before.
Yeah, sure.
Of course, it's like, yeah, because I mean, the cinema has that thing where it combines so much into one aesthetic. You know, it's like so many mediums put together to define something kind of precise and aesthetic, which is you can't. I find you can't do it with like as well with only music or only like a painting or only. So when you say, you know, it's not just like make it sound like 50s old 50s ballad, you know, but creepy. When you just say make it sound like David Lynch, and you understand right away, he kind of defined that aesthetic, you know,
Oh yeah.
which is like kind of
Oh yeah. It works as a way to communicate.
yeah, that's it. And like we've always wanted visuals for like projections, whatever. Always wanted to kind of immerse ourselves in something that's not us that you can watch, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I feel like the images and like the whole, maybe not the movies, but like the spirit of like cinema definitely like
It's one of the ways we communicate. Definitely, yes.
That's great. Oh, you're talking about Oppenheimer. Did you saw that?
No, I
I
didn't
didn't
see it.
see it.
So yeah, we watched. I was not. You didn't like much, right?
Yeah, I was not really into the scene about the bomb.
Just men talking all the
Yeah,
time.
men talking.
Yeah.
No, but one thing that really annoys me is that the whole movie is the soundtrack actually, because there's a lot of dialogue in the movie, and then there's just like characters talking normally, not even important stuff, like just normally, and in the background there's like tung, 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 like those bombastic, Nolan soundtrack, and it's so strange because it's the whole movie those when I watched it I thought that maybe they forgot one channel, maybe
They forgot to mute it.
yeah, they forgot to, yeah, because it's really too much. And I saw some people complaining about that online. People are saying that's maybe it's about that people get distracted nowadays about how is how they call it, they say when you're too much scrolling on Instagram or TikTok that
It's like your attention span is
attention
pretty
span
short.
yeah, that's it. So if it was a 3-hour movie without that soundtrack, it will be too boring for people not to watch. But that's sad.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it's too crazy. But I recommend.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm curious for
I think
sure.
3 hours is too much.
It's a little bit
3
too
hours
much.
of that. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. And they are doing movies so long nowadays. I was reading that the next Scorsese movie will be even more than 3-4 hours. So I don't know why these guys cannot cut a movie like.
Yeah, I think they want to make a series, but they make
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
4 hours.
Huge movie.
Yeah. What was his last? It wasn't The Irishman, but it was like a 3-hour, 15 minutes kind of movie of
Yeah, it was.
lots of crime, lots of talking, lots of old Italian guys. I mean,
I feel like when you go to eat and then you are like, you got a nice plate and you feel satisfied and they keep you bring you food and food and food and you're like,
yeah.
I'm good. I don't need more.
Have you seen the movie EO?
No, I don't think so.
It's
It's
from
not about a donkey.
it's about a donkey. Yeah, it's inspired by a Robert Bresson movie, like old French movie.
I just saw the poster with the donkey.
It's great. One of the best movies I saw recently. And it's like an hour and 28 minutes maybe, which is like surprising.
Mhm.
And it's about the donkey's point of view, you know, just like the Bresson movie, but really like he did his own thing, but just like
Oh, I
in
never
terms of like
saw someone. I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, this I think is too sad for me.
yeah, I know
Oh.
what you mean. You gotta be ready, but for the senses, it's really great because the cinematography is like really incredible. And um, if you want to maybe like just repair your ears after like the Oppenheimer soundtrack, that's a great soundtrack. It's like really blends sound design and music. It's really great.
Mhm. I think you don't know if you already had this opportunity, but I think you could do a really nice soundtrack for charts or for, you know, I think I'm trying to say is that I think your music is very visual and I think it works uh, well with visuals. Is that something that you thought before, or anybody approached you to do music for any videos or films?
Yeah, we did one short together,
Mm.
and also did some like both of us separately. Yeah, but that's surely something I'd like to do again.
Yeah,
Two
with
of
the band,
us.
it'd be so great to do it for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. It's like
but
last
yeah,
time with the last record, this was kind of like that, but in reverse, where we did a live session that we recorded with a friend who was there to just capture images. And as time went on, all the footage that he filmed of us had completely disappeared from the movie he was making over our music.
You know
And it
why?
then
Because he forgot to do the backup. So yeah,
No,
you
no, we were like, he blended a shot. Like he had this great aerial shot that he was like, wow, it's like the shot is the length of your record, you know? It would be so great to have it and have like parts of the recordings that we see you here and there. And like we were editing, and at the end there was just no more footage of us left. It was only like the aerial footage.
mm,
It just became its own movie instead of being um like a live session kind of thing, because
mm.
like his shot
yeah.
was just more interesting
It,
than
it
watching us play.
yeah, because we watching us play is not necessarily the main focus. I mean,
Yeah,
holding a
it's more
chord for
about
like
what you hear.
8 minutes and
But do you, so
some knobs.
you project videos during the concerts?
Sometimes when we
Sometimes
can,
when
we
we
did it
can.
in the past. We surely want to do it more often.
Like for the last records release, we did it in like a movie theater
Yeah.
room.
Cool.
So we had like we're playing in front of the huge screen, and we had done like projections with the same filmmaker, but for the concert. It always works so well in that kind of context, you know, where we're kind of lost in the images and
Hmm.
can just, you know, have a trip. It's not like anyone's gonna crawl to the stage wanting a guitar pick or something, you know. It's not that,
Not
or
the
wanting to sing in the mic, or you know, no one's gonna stage dive. There's like, we're not gonna do some crazy exciting lick with our teeth if you come closer, you know. It's really about the like immersive experience, I think.
Yeah, we also like the songs are usually more lengthy live. Also, we like to jam and
Yeah, I was gonna ask that if you're do some improvisations during the set or it's everything just already
there's a lot
structured.
there's a lot of it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Even like the takes you hear on our recordings are mostly improvisation.
Oh, yeah.
Like we'd go through the songs a lot of times and just figure out our like playground if or what we are playing, but then it can vary from time to time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have really backing tracks, you know, you just start the sampler and you gotta stop it at some point. So yeah, no, we give ourselves that freedom because otherwise it's too, I don't know, just running a set is.
That's how we've been
exciting.
playing for a lot, like not seeing each other so often, but we've been playing together for so long that it's easy to just start playing and like we can just improvise and come up with something.
Yeah, there's a confidence.
Yeah,
for sure. There's
and
a
a great
confidence
listening.
that if we start playing something together, even if we haven't rehearsed before, you can throw us on a stage right now, and I can guarantee we're gonna play something that's good, that's gonna sound like us, and maybe we'll write a new song. You know, who knows?
Mhm.
That's kind of. I mean, it's not to sound cocky or anything. Like it would sound good
No,
to us at least, but you know, it's kind of the whole thing is based around that kind of connection and being able to. It's like a friendship, you know, being able to keep it alive without like being stressful or annoying, you know, like, hey, we haven't rehearsed this week, what's going on with the band, you know. It's like there's this trust between each other that we're like, we know that we're gonna, if we talk to each other, we can make things happen. And I feel it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
and it's something that you gain with time, right? Knowing
Yeah,
for how
Yeah,
long.
you can't make that up.
Yeah.
So I feel like I mean, it's always worked well for us.
So yeah, it was really nice to talk with you guys. It was really
Hope you're
Thanks for
fun,
having us. So
and
nice.
it was good for me to get my head out
yeah.
of the computer for a little bit. What are you guys doing now after this?
It's my neighbor's birthday today.
Oh yeah.
It's
Do you know
Jeremy's birthday, Gab. If you want to grab a drink,
way.
come over.
God damn.
If ever. So
it's him, her?
him, yeah, he's
What's his-
turning 33 today. So we tried to organize some party, but nobody's like showing up. So
Send him our congratulations from Portugal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will.
What does he do?
I'm just
He's also an
gonna-
actor.
Oh, he's an
Oh,
actor.
what? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah, the actor community.
Very cool.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go walk the dog before it rains, I think. It's his
Okay.
turn now.
Okay. Yeah, Mars went for a cut today. He had a lot of fur, so now he's almost naked.
He's all pretty.
Yeah. He's chilling now. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks again for this. It was really
So
fun.
much, guys.